Ever had those days that you really want to watch anime, but your brain is so tired of complex storylines and endless fight scenes? You are just looking for something that is low stakes, no drama, and a comfy vibe. If that's you, girl, I got you covered, because today we are going to talk about my top 10 cozy anime. And no, we're not going to talk about any Studio Ghibli over here, because we all know those are the goats for cozy anime, but I am going to tell you about anime that is so under the radar you might have not even heard of them. Some of these anime are just hidden gems. So let's get into my list, starting off with number 10.
You idiot! I'm sorry!
We start off by seeing Letty falling asleep and letting his sibling get carried off by hunters. His dad is really pissed off that he was so irresponsible. And get this, he gets kicked out of his nest, and he is the most helpless dragon that I've ever seen. He can't fly, he cannot even breathe fire, so he's out in the world alone with the worst stats I had ever seen on a dragon. So naturally he tries to go ask for help from humans, but he quickly learns that is a bad idea, because he gets caught and imprisoned and they're trying to kill him, obviously. So after miraculously managing to escape that, he runs into hunters again. Then he is kind of confused, like, yo, are y'all like talking to me? He's like a lovable idiot, but he's actually kind of funny. So when he gets saved by the demon lord of real estates, he is now in search of a new place to live, because as you can see, living outside is so unsafe for him. So I highly recommend this. It's funny, it's very chill, there's not a lot of plot, and you can see the antics and the problems this single dragon costs, and it's hilarious. I highly recommend it. Let's go to number 9. Restaurant to Another World. Now this is pretty straightforward. A chef runs a restaurant that serves as a portal between our world and our fantasy land every 7 days, where he serves Western style food to elves, demons, and dragons, and more. This is nice and cozy, a chill, relaxing watch. You do not have to like concentrate or whatever. You can put it in the background, or you can just fall asleep watching it. The animation is really nice and crisp. The food looks delicious, and it's like so relaxing, and you can literally just turn off your brain and watch this. So there's this modest dojo instructor that teaches dojo, and one of his students mysteriously shows up in his doorstep one day and offers him work by the king's decree. She recommended him for the job, and as you can see, that girl has a crush on him, which is so funny because the guy is so freaking oblivious when it comes to like the women around him and having crushes to him. So I find that thing like really funny. So he accepts the job, albeit reluctantly, and goes off to the city to start his new life. But there are so many challenges, because a lot of people who are being taught under him do not believe that this old man cannot teach me anything. He's old, he doesn't know anything, but he proves it by dueling with one of the students and proving that he is a master swordsman and he knows more about swordsmanship than they think. Her recommendation was really good. There is a lot of adventure in this and a lot of tiny unexpected twists that happen, and I feel like this is such a good anime if you want to watch something with a little bit of action, a little bit of drama, but not too much that you get confused. He's a villainous general who plans to take over Earth, but on his days off he is just a chill guy who loves to go to the zoo and watch pandas. He's literally so obsessed with this animal. It's freaking crazy. Even the kids around him are funny. You can see his dedication to his time off when he runs into the rangers, who are sworn protectors of the earth, and the ranger is like, yo, I want to fight you. But Mr. Villain's like, boy, stop. This is my one day off. I am not trying to fight with you. When he realizes that the ranger is lost, he also kindly shows him the way and takes him to where he is supposed to be. I highly recommend this anime because it focuses more on like, what does this Mr. Villain do on his days off, and what antics does he get up to, and what are his favorite like animals and stuff like that. It's so chill. So My New Boss is Goofy follows a young office worker who changes jobs due to power harassment from his previous boss. He worries that his new boss might also mistreat him, but to his surprise, his boss's naturally silly behavior quickly depletes his concerns, bringing him relief. Now, this is one of those animes that, okay, I tried watching this with my friend and he was like, oh my god, this looks gay. Boy, shut up. This is like the cutest, most wholesome thing that I've ever seen. I highly recommend this if you are trying to like watch something with an office setting, chill, relax, office worker type vibes kind of thing. If you're into that, you need to watch this. One day in the rain, Fuji meets a cute creature posing as a dog and offering an umbrella and a cue card that says, please take me home, and she can't resist. With this dog poses quirky charm and mysterious ways, life together becomes a heartwarming adventure of friendship and shared seasons. When I was watching this anime at first, I was like, okay, this little creature is kind of weird, but then he started to fold boxes and he was responsible and he was trying to communicate with her, and I was like, damn, this thing is really wholesome. And the more you watch it, the more you grow to like this creature and you really like Fuji. You can see there are so many funny scenes. The creature kind of tries to use its cuteness to convince the vet to not tell her that he is not a dog, and it's so hilarious. It's funny. I think this is one of those cozy anime. It's a story of Subaru, a novelist who is shy and struggles in relationships with other people, same as the previous girl, but this one is different because he's kind of rude. And a cat who was dumped by humans and lives a rough life. As you can see, this cat just shows up out of nowhere when he was just busy giving offerings to his parents who recently passed. When this guy was observing the cat, he got a crazy idea because he's a novelist. He was writing this story about a cat and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna take you home and observe you, which is a really crazy reason as to why you can take a whole pet home. I don't think he understands the responsibilities of having a pet, but anyway, this is just a really heartwarming tale that illustrates a day-to-day life through the eyes of both the man and the cat, because we see how they perceive the world from both angles of the cat and Subaru. So you can see how much this chatting novelist goes from being mean and ignoring the cat to forming a really deep bond with him, and I feel like this is such a cute, well-written story. Kotaro lives alone, so when I was watching this, I cried my eyes out because look at this baby. Do you know he's 4 years old and he lives alone? He handles everything alone. I just want to adopt him and keep him with me because he's so adorable and so cute, and he's such a baby and he has nobody to look after him, and makes friends with a broke manga artist who lives next door, and that manga artist is a player through and through. He gets oddly attached to Kotaro and he starts to follow him around because he's concerned about him. He helps him with shopping, with groceries and stuff like that. He even hangs out with him on his time off. He's always off because he's always home. This is one of those animes, if you cry easily, you're gonna cry to this, because the things that this boy goes through in this anime, it's so cute to see how the adults around him just are so willing to take care of him because he's alone, but at the same time he wants his independence. It's really good. It's a tearjerker. If you are a person who gets into their feels a lot like I do, you are definitely gonna cry or just be really emotional watching this because it's such a sad and wholesome story at the same time. The Water Magician. It's about a guy named Rio. Before he was isekai, he lived a really rough life, and that was the mistake of the god who was in charge of him. So when he died, he was isekai, and that god gave him the option to live life however he chooses, because he lived a life that wasn't supposed to be his in the first place. So he chooses a life that is isolated and peaceful. That was his wish. But he runs into a monster infested with wilderness, and he has water magic and eternal youth. He survives that monster wilderness for 20 years and becoming one of the most powerful magicians ever. It's minimal action isekai. The main character is OP for good reason. You see him grow from like an amateur to growing his strength to becoming the best magician ever. The more you follow him, the more you realize how unique he is, which is like story of my life when it comes to isekai. It's usually always like that. It kind of reminded me of that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Long ass name, but a really good anime. You should watch that if you haven't. But anyway, the Water Magician it's a bit slow paced. It has really minimal action scenes. Like even the ones that are there, they're not like intense, and you don't need to watch them like 12 times like some anime. But this one is really good. My number one anime, if you want to relax, is Campfire Cooking in Another World with my absurd skill. So Makoto is your run-of-the-mill salaryman that gets summoned to another world, and he quickly realizes that his skill is not for the purpose that he was summoned there. They summoned heroes, but his skill is online grocery, which means that he cannot use that skill to fight. So he talks to the king and asks him like, yo, I'm not gonna be of a lot of assistance for you, so can you just give me some money so I can like live my life peacefully, because I don't wanna get you in your way. And he gets money. He discovers that he has the power to buy things from where he is from to this world that he was summoned in, and he leaves the country that he was summoned in and decides to go out for adventure. So it turns out that Makoto is really good at cooking. Really, really good. I mean, look at that food. Damn, I'm hungry. But anyway, he realizes that anybody who eats from his online grocery raises their stats temporarily, so he decides to keep that power a secret. So one time when he was traveling from the country that he was summoned in to another one, he runs into Fel, the Fenrir, and the Fenrir intimidates him and demands for food. I really like Fel. He's such a funny character. He's a glutton. We love that. But anyway, when he eats Makoto's food, he's like, you know what, your food is good, so I'm gonna form a contract with you. Now we're bonded for life until you die. Makoto had no say in that happening. He's pushed around by Fel a lot, and it's hilarious. You just follow the antics and the way that Fel just makes him do things that he doesn't want to do, and the cooking. God damn, the cooking is so good. I want to try those recipes. I'm gonna try those recipes that he makes in the show because they look just that good. It looks so good. But anyway, that was my top 10 cozy manga. Tell me if there was an anime that you did not know from this list. I want to hear from you, and that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, my weebs, and I will see you later.